Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 2016 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. As you guys can tell, we are using a brand new overlay today. The old one I had is really nice, and I plan on using it more in the future, but I wanted to try out this new one. It was designed by Skizor, who does a lot of awesome graphics in the Pokemon community. He has a Twitter that he runs with a bunch of other people called @LayoutMart on Twitter, so if you're interested in getting graphics for YouTube or Twitch or whatnot, definitely check them out. And it's pretty nice, it's dynamic, and I really like it, so huge thank you to him for doing it, and let me know what you guys think of the overlay. Anyway, we are just going to jump back onto the ladder right where we left off, currently with a rating of 1607. So like I mentioned, want to make that final push a bit maybe towards the 1650s and then switch to a new team next week. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it, as we're going to find Nick from Australia with a rating of 1609 to kick off today's episode. Next team here is pretty cool, actually, because of the Jumpluff with Cresselia, Salamence, Groudon, Kyogre, and Ferrothorn. So, a bunch of interesting things here. Jumpluff obviously sticks out to me, obviously partnered up with the Groudon, but Salamence here is the Mega Evolution, the dual Primal most likely with Kyogre and Groudon, which is also pretty cool, and then Ferrothorn and Cresselia to round things up. So, Jumpluff here is really scary because of its ability to just put things to sleep. So, let's see. I think Kangaskhan for Fake Out Pressure right from the beginning is pretty good. And I do like Cresselia here. I like leading Kangaskhan Cresselia, I think, with Groudon in the back. And for the last one, I want something more offensive, and I think Palkia is a pretty great Pokemon to have here. So I'll lock in. Not too much to think about in this one in terms of team preview, I think. Landorus T doesn't offer too much, nor does Amoonguss. So we're going to jump into the very first battle. Let's see what my opponent has to offer. I would really like to see the Jumpluff make an appearance, though I'm not sure if it's actually the best Pokemon to bring against my team, given that I do have Trick Room. So I'm going to lead with Kangaskhan and Cresselia, putting on Fake Out Pressure immediately and giving me the ability to set up Trick Room, but we actually do see the Jumpluff make an appearance, which is pretty cool. I suspect, like, here my opponent is going to go for a Eruption maybe with Groudon, and a Sleep Powder with Jumpluff. I'm not really sure what Jumpluff can do other than Sleep Powder. If that's the case, then that's pretty scary, because I can Fake Out the Groudon, but then he can just get a Sleep Powder off against Cresselia. I can switch into Palkia as well. I don't want to give up Kangaskhan just yet, but maybe it's not bad if I sacrifice it. Fake out onto... He still has to hit his Sleep Powders too. And I could switch into Palkia. Other than Sleep Powder, I mean, right now I'm assuming Jumpluff is going to Sleep Powder, but I don't know what else it really can do. So I think I'm going to go for the Fake Out here onto Jumpluff and just ensure that I get Trick Room up here. Oh, but he actually withdraws Jumpluff. Nice play. Maybe Ferrothorn coming in? Yeah, that was really well done. So my opponent reading my play right there. So I suspect I'll probably lose Kangaskhan here. And that's fine because it means the free switching into my Groudon, in which I can just skill swap an Eruption afterwards. No Protect coming out from the Groudon, so great play by my opponent here. Really baiting the Fake Out there, and that's always something you have to consider when your opponent has a Ferrothorn on their team. So gonna take Rocky Helmet damage here and Iron Barbs, so an attack from Groudon will definitely knock me out. I wonder if he's gonna go for a Precipice Blades, maybe expecting a Palkia or a Groudon switch in, or whether he's just gonna go for an Eruption. Let's see. Wow, he has Roar! That's cute. That's cute. So the nice thing about Roar is that it completely denies Trick Room, because Trick Room's priority bracket goes afterwards. So I was not expecting that move, but a very cool one at that. And a concerning one. I suspect Ferrothorn here will protect. Kinda want to double up into Groudon here. Yeah, I'm gonna do so. Could Trick Room with Palkia, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Oh, I really wasn't expecting the Roar. When you think the Jumpluff is going to be the one denying your Trick Room, but instead it ends up being Groudon with Roar. But that was really nicely done on my opponent's end. Ferrothorn could choose to attack here. I mean, this is a little bit risky, right? Because my opponent can... Wow. Reading me left and right now. So going for the Protect with Groudon as I double up into it. Really well done so far on my opponent's end. We're going to see a Gyro Ball come out from the Ferrothorn. So I could have low kick there, but I thought he might have wanted to protect the Kangaskhan from the low kick, which is why I went for that attack, but really well done. So let's see. Time to bring in Cresselia. So I could Trick Room again. Could go for the ground type. Like, you could Precipice Blades here. Or you could go for a Roar. I don't want to skill swap into my Groudon, but if I switch in, then I'm basically screwed. I'm still going to make the Trick Room play here. Let's see what he does. Okay, so no switch outs. Palkia going for the Protect. Really need to get something going here. Yeah, he just Earth Powers. Okay, good. Power Whip into Palkia. Nice. Double up there. Trick Room goes up. So that's nice, but still got a long way to go before I can win this one. However, this will allow me to skill swap Levitate onto my Groudon. Do I even want to do that? I could just Helping Hand Earth Power here, which I kind of want to do since I feel like he might not expect that, so I'm going to go for it. But he actually switches out. Is Jumpluff coming in? Or Kyogre? Oh my god, I'm getting red left and right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a Power Whip onto Palkia. Okay. I mean, I could Ice Beam and Spatial Rend here. Nope, don't want Ice Beam my Palkia. I'm gonna go for it. I mean, Protect is obvious, but I really need to pull something off right now. And I'm guessing Jumpluff carries a Focus Sash, so if I double up into it, maybe I can pick up a knockout. This game's still definitely not over, despite the fact I haven't done any damage, but for how the team matchup was, like, I've literally just been getting constantly outplayed. So he goes for a Rage Powder, so as long as I don't miss / Power Whip doesn't knock me out, it should be good, and it might be a damage roll here, let's see. Yeah, I hang on, nice, okay. Let's get the Ice Beam off here against Jumpluff, and the Spatial Rend. Citrus Berry, maybe? No. Okay, cool. So at least I get something going for me here, but still got a long way to go. It is 3-3 now, but Palkia is heavily damaged. Missed there from Power Whip would have been nice, but no dice. Does Groudon come back in? I'd probably bring in Groudon, since you know I have a yeah. Oh no, he brings in Kyogre. Really? Interesting decision. Huh. Okay. Well, that gives me something to work with here. So what I can do, let me think, because you could Power Whip Ice Beam the Palkia slot, which is probably the move I would make. So I could switch Cress out into Groudon and Protect. I like that play, yeah. You could make the read, but I don't know. I can't see you Power Whip and Ice Beaming. Actually, no, the Groudon switching's so obvious here. That's probably the play he's going to make. But let's see if he decides to play it safe or whether he goes more aggressive. So I do have Weather Control right now, and I don't want to just give up Palkia, because if Palkia goes down, then it means the Weather War is going to be harder to win in my favor. Let's see what happens. Okay, Palkia protects. Power Whip into Palkia, nice. And a Water Spout, excellent. Okay, not bad, not bad. So that gives us something to work with here. Trick Room will be expiring though. So I know I'm going to switch out into Cress. The question is, do I predict a Groudon switch and an Earth Power here? Yeah, I'm going to Earth Power the Kyogre slot and switch out into Cresselia. Because once Trick Room expires, my Groudon outspeeds his. Or his Ferrothorn. So that's the way I see I can win this one. I guess if I Erupt there... Oh, but he withdraws the Ferrothorn. I guess that makes sense. And then you withdraw Kyogre at the next turn. Nah, but I could have gotten an attack off there with Palkia, which is unfortunate. Okay, I like that play from my opponent's end a lot. So unfortunately, Earth Powering, targeting the... If I targeted the Groudon slot there, actually, I think it just would have won the game. He's going to go for the Ice Beam here. Let's see who he targets. Targets Groudon. Yep, smart play. Trick Room expires. That does allow me to protect and Trick Room here, though. Which is what I'm going to do. Because, sure, Ferrothorn outspeeds me, but Power Whip isn't a knockout. And then I can Flamethrower and Skill Swap. He's probably going to withdraw Kyogre out and go for a Ground-type attack onto my Groudon. I guess you can also Eruption Ice Beam, but... Yeah, this is one of the matches where it's like, wow, I've gotten outplayed so many turns and it's still pretty close. Like, I just had to, like, play... If I played it just a bit smarter in the opening turns, like, things would be looking really good right now, but not the case. Time is also running out. We only have 6 minutes left, which is pretty scary, so really got to make use of the next couple of turns. And not sure if my opponent's playing the clock, which is a very smart move to do. If I were him, I'd probably do that as well. Though that could potentially turn that into my advantage. But yep, Kyogre's going to pull out the obvious switch out here. I think Groudon here really has to go for the ground-type attack. Fire-type attack into Cresselia would be an excellent read, though, so let's see. Regardless, this will allow me to Skill Swap next turn, which is the main play I was going for. Yeah, he's the Earth Powers into my Groudon. And Trick Room goes up. Excellent. So now, the question is... Do I Earth Power or Eruption? I think I definitely want to Skill Swap here. I'm gonna go for the Eruption, I think. But the Skill Swap's obvious. Well, let's go for it. But he protects the Ferrothorn. I mean, that might be okay depending on whether he went for an Earth Power or not. Let's see. The issue with Skill Swapping and going for an Earth Power is that if Groudon protects and he goes for a Power Whip might 2-hit KO my Groudon at this point. That's Eruption still does a lot of damage. And nice, he Earth Powers into my Groudon. Excellent. So that allows me to go for a... the thing here is I have to Skill Swap again if he switches into Kyogre. So now the question is, does he switch into Kyogre? Because I can Earth Power and Helping Hand that slot to pick up a knockout either on Groudon or the Kyogre. Power Whip might not even be a 2-hit KO, so let's go for it. Nice! Okay. So that should be a knockout here. But the game's still not over. Maybe Skill Swapping again and just going for a Fire-type attack would have been better, though. It depends on whether he hits both Power Whips and whether it's a 2-hit KO or not. There's the Power Whip. It does connect. 140, down to 74. Okay, I think I can take another one, which is huge. Oh, but I don't knock out Kyogre. Yikes. That's not good. Oh, I thought Helping Hand would knock him out there. Ugh. Okay. Well, he's probably going to Power Whip again. So now I Skill Swap once again with Cresselia. I think here you Power Whip. If I had Psychic, oh, this would be so good, but I don't. You Power Whip and Ice Beam Groudon. Ow, we're running out of time, too. This is not good. Okay, I Flamethrower, Skill Swap. That's not the play, though. Oh, but he misses. Okay. That's what I was saying. Like, if he misses, I think I can win the game still, too. So now I do get the Sun Up, and I do knock out the Ferrothorn. But Trick Room is also expiring. I haven't been counting my Trick Room turns too diligently, either. I presume he's going to go for an Ice Beam here. Okay. So Eruption there would have been obviously better in this case, but, you know, I wasn't playing assuming the miss. And he Thunders! Interesting, wasn't considering that as an option. Does a lot of damage there to Crest, but doesn't knock me out. Oh, with the timer being a thing here, too. This is certainly interesting. Oh man, I should have counted Trick Room better. Let's see. I think this is the last turn. So here he probably double protects, right? Oh. I'm gonna go for the Eruption. And I'll swap Levitate back onto Groudon again. Because if he double protects, then I can just protect Trick Room the next time. Okay, Groudon protects, that's fine. Does Kyogre protect as well? Yeah. Wow, this is such an intense game. Time is also running out, like I mentioned. Actually, I think I win the game off timer here. Because he can't knock out Cresselia here. At least I don't think he should be able to. Oof. It comes down to that, I think. Because I can protect Trick Room here. That's the play I'm going to make, I think. Is that the play, though? Oh, man. Well, he can Ice Beam and Fire type attack Groudon. No, I think I should attack with Groudon here. Oh, decisions. I'm attacking. Okay, here we go. This is it. Comes down to this. He goes for the Thunder onto Cress, and then Eruption. That shouldn't knock me out. Nice, we pulled it off. Oh. And see, the crit there, if Thunder connected, Cresselia would have fainted, and if I didn't attack with Groudon, I actually would have lost the game. I think, right? Because you knock out my Cress, Groudon protects, and Palkia and Groudon are at lower HP. So I didn't even need timer here, but I was playing assuming timer. Holy cow, what a turnaround game. Oh my gosh. So I got a bit lucky at the end there because he did miss his attacks. Now I just outright win on timer, but I don't even need it anymore. Unbelievable. Yeah, Ice Beam does nothing there. Earth Power finishes the deal. Wow, guys. I was, like, getting completely wrecked in the first opening turns. But that's why you never give up. If you're a good enough player, you can figure out a way to come back. Oh, my gosh. So yeah, him missing Power Whip onto Groudon was a huge deal, but, you know, Power Whip's accuracy isn't that great, and you having to hit so many, obviously, like, the odds aren't exactly going to be in your favor the entire time. And the Thunder there, like, he had to basically hope he hit Thunder and crit his Fire-type attack. But he did crit the Fire-type attack, so if Thunder hit there and I protected with Groudon, I would have lost the game. So, I had to make the read there, and it ended up working out. But, jeez Louise, what a crazy, crazy game. So, the longest game I've had in VGC 2016 yet on Bottle Spot, almost taking up the entire timer. But, you know, winning off timer is definitely something everyone has to consider, like, especially if you're competing at a tournament. You just have to consider, like, that's another win condition, and, you know, that's something I had in the back of my mind. But we're going to find David from New Jersey with a rating of 1549 for our next opponent. David's got a team of Kyogre, Xerneas, Mawile, Talonflame, Amoonguss, and Cresselia. So, looks like a Trick Room kind of team here with Xerneas and Talonflame with the potential Tailwind mode as well. This team never really likes facing Xerneas, so it's always a concern. Now, Amoonguss can help shut it down, but it has to rely on not getting knocked out by Talonflame. That's the biggest issue. The tricky thing about these battles is always asking whether you want Palkia or not, since Palkia is so good against everything bar Xerneas. So let's see. Is Kangaskhan? I mean, I want Kangaskhan for Fake Out. Doesn't get as much damage off here. Kind of want Landers since I think Talonflame might be coming out as a lead. Alright, let's go Landers, Cresselia, Groudon, and really want Amoonguss to put Xerneas to sleep. But Palkia helps me out damage-wise much more. Ugh, I hate these calls. I'm gonna go Palkia. I feel like I don't have enough damage output otherwise, because Landers, like, it's gonna faint pretty early on. Alright. Wow, I still can't get over that last game. I really didn't think I'd be able to win that one. I was like, alright, we'll play it out, see how it goes. You know, no reason to give up when you still have a shot at winning, but got a little bit lucky and made the right plays and pulled through. What a crazy game. Alright, Cresselia Mawile coming out for my opponent here, so we trade off Intimidates. I don't mind this actually very much, because what I can do is just U-turn out and go into my Groudon. Oh, but then we have skill swap shenanigans. Yikes. But yeah, I think that's still the best play. He might Trick Room here. I'm actually just gonna Helping Hand, U-turn. Get some damage off onto Cresselia. Maybe put him in Helping Hand Eruption KO range. If this Cresselia doesn't have skill swap, this game becomes a lot easier. But we've seen Cresselia, we've seen Mawile, so presumably his back two are going to be Kyogre and Xerneas. So no Talonflame, no Amoonguss. So bringing my Amoonguss could have been helpful. Another reason why I didn't want to bring it though is because I knew my opponent had a Cresselia, and obviously Amoonguss doesn't like facing up against Cresselia. Though a lot of Cresselias now don't opt for the Psychic type attack. Or not a lot actually, I'm not entirely sure on the percentage there. I'd have to check the statistics, but you know, it's just, you don't need to hit it super effective as hard. But it still helps out against Pokemon like, obviously, the Kyogres. I'm going to go for a Helping Hand. He's going to Mega Evolve Mawile, indicating he's going for an attack. Landorus gets the super effective U-turn off here, but with the Intimidate, still does a decent amount, around 40%. I'll take that. And this is going to be a pretty nice switch in into Groudon, since he doesn't have any great answers, as far as I know. We might see a Play Rough or Iron Head onto Cresselia. The real question is what his Cresselia does. Does he Trick Room? And so the thing is, like I mentioned, there are going to be some skill swap shenanigans if he's Trick Room and if he has Kyogre in the back, both which I assume he has, and if he has skill swap. So 3 conditions, but 2 are very likely, and the third is not that rare either. But he launches an Ice Beam here. Okay, I'll take that. Onto Groudon, which takes it relatively well, and the Iron Head comes out, doubling up into the Groudon slot, so Groudon takes that nicely. I presume we might see a Kyogre switch in right now. So I'm going to actually Earth Power Mawile, and kind of want to skill swap here, but I kind of want to Trick Room too. Let's Trick Room here. The fact he didn't go for he might have assumed I was setting up Trick Room though, which is the tricky thing. But I'm going for the ground type attack onto Mawile because it'll knock Mawile out and it'll do a lot of damage to either Xerneas or Kyogre, which I assume are his back too. Cresselia right now is not a major threat. It does have Ice Beam, obviously, but the U-turn did end up being the better play. Like, Helping Hand Earthquake wouldn't have knocked out Mawile, and he would have picked up a free knockout onto Landorus. Though, I guess that's not the worst case, because then I get a free switch into Groudon, whereas now I took some damage. It's always tricky thing about Groudon, but looks like Mawile is going to pull the switch out here. So I'm guessing Kyogre's coming in here. Yep, as it does. Which, like I said, I'm okay with here, because I will be able to at least get an Earth Power off onto that slot. So okay, it depends on what his Cresselia goes for here. I think it might try to reverse the Trick Room. It might go for the Skill Swap, predicting me to Skill Swap. So, bunch of possible plays. But Groudon here is going to get the Earth Power off, which should do around 45%. A little bit less. Hey, he does Skill Swap. What do you know? So he was predicting maybe the Skill Swap on my end. But this works out perfectly. I still don't know whether he's Min Speed Cresselia or not, which is kind of an issue. But I do at least get Trick Room up here. However, this is still very scary, because assuming that I outspeed him, I can Skill Swap, and then he can Skill Swap. So I'm actually going to switch out into my Palkia right now. Yeah. Switch into Palkia and Ice Beam Cresselia for some damage. Since Kyogre can barely touch Palkia. He might try to reverse Trick Room as well. So many shenanigans in today's episode. But I'm still trying to get over that first game. Oh my gosh. Okay, so in comes Palkia. Let's see if he switches out anything. No switch outs, no protects. Just going for the Ice Beam. Obviously the damage isn't going to do very much, but yeah, see, he's going to Skill Swap there, and I went for, wow! Wait, so he took my Groudon's ability. Why would you do that? Oh, because you reset it by giving Groudon Primordial Sea. Yeah, that makes sense. As he goes for the Origin Pulse. Crest actually avoids it, which is very handy. I guess that means he doesn't have Trick Room, though. Well, here's the interesting thing. Now, neither Cresselia nor Kyogre have Primordial Sea. Because my Palkia now has it. So he can't Skill Swap now. So I can go out into my Groudon. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll just Ice Beam Crest again. So that's one turn of Trick Room down. But, you know, the double Trick Room play is always an option when you have both Cresselia and Palkia. Something did in that Brooklyn Premier Challenge tournament. Ooh, long episode for you guys, but this one's really enjoyable. I'm having so much fun with these games. I still can't get over that first match. But, alright, let's see what we can do here. So, I could have Helping Hand Spatial Rented Kyogre, but I figure he might consider switching out into Mawile, which would actually be the better play. So let's see if he does that. I was considering Helping Hand Earth Powering that slot, but So many shenanigans going on right now, though, guys. This is too much. Ah, he did switch it out. That was such an obvious switch. Mawile. Talonflame. No Xerneas. Okay. That's cool with me. I'm okay with that. Has the Ice Beam Sprout on? Yeah. So another thing to note is that Cresselia right now doesn't have Levitate. He's gonna Brave Bird Groudon here, so I could intimidate him. Could also protect. Okay, let's think this through. So he could go back out into Kyogre and skill swap again. So I think what I can do here is actually just Earth Power Cresselia and switch out into Landers. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Though I do have to consider how I can knock out the Mawile. And unfortunately, I think my error in this game so far is letting my Groudon take way too much damage without getting much damage off in return. Oh, he's going for the Helping Hand. That's a Brave Bird coming out on the Groudon. Is that going to knock me out? He is intimidated. But... woohoo! Clutch! That Groudon Bolt can intimidate coming through. Wow. Talonflame, you are not a good Pokemon. So I get the Earth Power off here against Crest. That's not going to knock him out, but I'm okay with that. It gets a special defense drop, which is kind of nice. So you can Ice Beam Brave Bird me, I guess. You know, Rock Slide here would be a great move, but he could double up into Landers, which is my fear. So I know what I'll do. I'm actually going to pull the double switch out because he can't do anything against my Palkia. Palkia ends up being one of the best Pokemon here right now, but he actually does withdraw the Crest into Kyogre. Okay. However, that does mean I can win the Weather War again. But Rock Slide Earth Power there would have maybe been the play. But like I mentioned, he doesn't have a great way to touch my Palkia right now other than Brave Bird. Ice Beam and play rough on Mawile, I guess, but still. Okay, so Palkia comes back in. Man, and I'm gonna show people this video when they're like, oh my god, VGC 2016 is so fast paced, it's all just blah 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 blah, there are no switches. Wow, the Tailwind from Talonflame. Ballsy play there, but I like that. But I can just set up Trick Room again, which is exactly what I'm going to do, I think. I'm just gonna Spatial Rend Talonflame and Trick Room. Oh, he might withdraw Talonflame out into Mawile. Yeah, I should have Spatial Rended Kyogre. Let's see. Don't want to switch Groudon in now because he can still Brave Bird, and it is 6 minutes. There are 6 minutes left in the game, and it's still 4-4. So crazily enough, timer can also be a factor in this game as well. Oh my gosh. And this is hilarious. I'm recording before I have a class, my last class of the week. Class is in like 20 minutes, so you know, obviously the episode will end before then, but man, cutting it close. Alright, let's see. Okay, no switch out. Brave Bird comes right out. Oh, he might Brave Bird Ice Beam Palkia, but I don't think that'll knock me out. Yeah, it shouldn't. I think we're good here. Should be able to knock out Talonflame. Should be able to get Trick Room up. There's the Origin Pulse. Do you resist it? Yep. Spatial Rend doesn't miss. Perfect. So, Talonflame's gone. That does mean he doesn't have priority to beat my Groudon anymore. So, Talonflame faints and Trick Room goes up. And because he set up Tailwind, now I am guaranteed to outspeed everything with all my Pokemon. So, that's excellent. And I do have the Landers in the back once again for intimidating the Mawile, should that be a case. And he's probably going to bring in Mawile here. I think, like, bringing Cresselia doesn't offer enough offense whatsoever. But hey, if he brings in Cresselia, he's just stalling out the battle more in my favor, since, like I said, timer is very much a thing to consider right now. You know, I know some players aren't the biggest fan of other people winning on timer, but it's another win condition. Okay. So let's think this through. I could just Helping Hand Earth Power Mawile, but you can go for the Sucker Punch, which is the main issue right now. Could pull the double switch into both Groudon and Landers, but that's pretty risky, since might take a knockout. Could also just Earth Power Mawile, switch out into Landers. But then he can go for an Origin Pulse, which I think he probably will. Alternatively, can protect Palkia and switch out into Landers. Yeah, sure. No. I don't think that was the right play, since Landers is the healthiest Pokemon. If this game goes down to timer, then I need that. Well, let's see. The thing is, by getting the Intimidate off, I get to switch him back into my Groudon, so then now I'm fully pressuring my opponent. But he actually withdraws Kyogre, which is pretty good for me, I would say, actually. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. The thing is, does he Iron Head, play rough? What does he do with Mawile? Soccer Punch. Oh! Nice. Escape that one. So I'm gonna U-turn Crest now. Kinda wanna just Earth Power here. I don't think Sucker Punch will knock me out. Hold on, let's think this through. So Mawile's still faster than me because of Tailwind. You can Sucker Punch Ice Beam Landers, I guess. Oh, that's kind of an issue. No, I think I'm just gonna go for as much damage off as possible, because even if he switches out here, then I don't lose out. I'll get damage. Okay, he stays in with both. Nice. I could have just actually Earth-powered an Explosion there to win, maybe. Oh no, but he still outspeeds. Okay, targeting down Landers. Intimidated. But nice! Okay, because of the Tailwind, I'm faster than Cresselia, so I get the U-turn off. Oh, man, both of these games, like, I don't think I needed timer, but, like I said, you know, you just play with the factor, considering it, like, and there's sometimes you'll run into games where you, like, your only way to win is through the timer. Neither of these games have been like that, but, like, when you have an 100% win condition, that's something you always want to keep in the back of your mind. The game's still not over yet, obviously, but Tailwind expired, Trick Room will be expiring soon, so I think I might be able to just close out the game with Landorus. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm also faster than Mawile, so I can just Earth Power Mawile. Oh, wait. I could double Trick Room here, which would be kind of cool. But he could lose on timer here if... Yeah, I'm just gonna Earth Power Mawile. Do I switch into Groudon or no? No, I don't think I do. Because then I can just Helping Hand Earthquake for the win. Yeah, that's the play. Oh, he forfeits. Wow, 32-minute episode, 2 games going down to the wire, but we were able to pull out wins in both of them. Unbelievable. So glad I was able to get this episode for you guys. 4th episode, and by far, I think the best 2 games, really. You know, both, I think game 1 especially, I was just looking like a fool for the first couple of turns, but I was able to come back. The second game was just very back and forth the entire time. Oh my gosh. But that was so enjoyable, such a fun episode. I hope you guys had as much fun watching them as I did playing them. But yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please do share your support by leaving a like if you enjoyed it. I mean, this one was absolutely crazy. And yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.